We had a pretty big lawsuit last year in our industry. I think the world is shouting that they're done with agents being transactional. They want transformational. They want advisors for life.
Hello and welcome to episode 257 of the Smart Agents Podcast. As always, my name is Michael Walter and I'll be your host. On today's episode, I'm joined by Amy Stockberger, founder of Amy Stockberger Real Estate and creator of the innovative lifetime home support model. With 25 years of experience, Amy has built South Dakota's #1 team and transformed her business into a referral and relationship powerhouse. Throughout our conversation, Amy shares how her lifetime home support system keeps clients engaged for life, the power of vendor partnerships to create additional revenue streams, and how AI is helping agents free up time to focus on building stronger client relationships. She also dives into why adapting to millennial buyers' needs is critical for the future of the industry. But before we get on to today's featured interview, if you or someone else on your team has an incredible story of real estate success or tips to share with our community, send us a message to feedback@smartagents.com. We're always looking for new guests to inspire our listeners. And lastly, if you enjoy this conversation and want to hear more, be sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents Podcast. We stream on all major podcasting platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. All right, let's get on to our conversation with Amy Stockberger. If you'd like to explore her lifetime home support system or vendor program strategies, be sure to check out the links in the episode description. Really, the way I like to start everything out is if you could just introduce yourself to us a little bit. Tell us who you are and where you are joining us from.
Yes, well, thank you for having me, Michael. I'm Amy Stockberger with Amy Stockberger Real Estate. I own a teamerage brokerage. So we're a brokerage that runs as a team in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. My husband and I have been running it. I've been in the business for 25 years now. We have been the #1 team in South Dakota since 2017, and we're ranked number 33 nationally. And again, we're from South Dakota. We are the fifth least populated state in our beautiful country. We have about 20 agents and we dominate about 10% of our local market share here. And we're able to do that through our lifetime home support model that we created about a decade ago.
Yeah, awesome. And that's definitely, I really want to dive into that model. But before that, tell me, what was it about the real estate industry that, how you got started in it? What interested you in it?
Well, I came into it right out of college, and my dad owned a Coldwell Banker at the time, and he had this beautiful anti-nepotism rule, which was the best thing he could have done for me, and he knew exactly what he was doing. It was so smart because he's brilliant. But he hired me, paid me $24,000, put me in the back of the office in a dark room, and basically said, "Sink or swim, figure it out." And it was awesome because I got to learn the industry from the back end first. And so I've worn pretty much all the hats within the industry. I started out admin support, was in relocation and helped in that department. Then I got licensed and was a buyer's agent for just a hot second, became a single agent for even a hotter second, and decided to start a team right away. I got my sister licensed, got a part-time assistant, and started growing out my team. And then my husband joined me in 2009, and so that's when we really started treating it like a real business, and went really hard into growing out our team. But what happened though is about 2014, I found a major hole in my business, and later turned out to be what I found as a major hole in our industry. And that's what prompted me to create our lifetime home support model, where over 90% plus of our business is from repeat and referral business, and how we've used that to not only stay sticky to our clients, sticky to helping our agents grow big, juicy legacies. We have an over 7.5-year agent tenure, which is high for our industry. Yeah. And how we're using all of this to not only help build big, juicy legacies for our clients and our team and our staff, but also our community, and how we built in a big vendor program that we monetize at a high level, but also use to service our clients for life, and to use as a high lead generation system too.
Yes, absolutely. So, kind of walk me through finding that hole in your business. What was it that kind of sparked that moment?
Oh, it was heartbreaking. Every time I think about it, it makes my stomach hurt. But so it was about 2014, and I'm a systems girl. That's one of my superpowers. And we were killing the before and during part of the transaction. Clients were so happy. They were just happy with what was happening. We were systemizing really well before AI. And then I got to a point though, I'm like, well, if they were so happy with us, why were we not getting more repeat and referral business? And so we were running at that time billboard ad campaigns to the tune of like $25,000 to $35,000 a year for the one goal. The only campaign goal I had with those was to remind the people who knew, like, and trusted us to use this again and refer us, because I knew keeping a client, it was cheaper than getting a new one, right? Well, shocker. And this obviously didn't work, right? It wasn't serving my clients at all. It wasn't taking care of any of their needs whatsoever. It was just a brand awareness piece. And I went down the rabbit hole. Then I tried to figure out, okay, I wanted to go find something I could copy and paste, a blueprint that already existed in our business to keep clients for life, to extend the LTV, which, like, nobody talks about LTV in our industry. And I wanted to extend that. And I wanted to keep my cost of acquiring a client as low as I possibly could. And there was nothing out there that was all inclusive. And so I created my own. And it's a system to take care of our clients before, during, and forever. We have a step and strategy for every step of that process, whether it's a brand new renter or a brand new homeowner who's getting out of renting and getting into the market. We have a lease buyout program, all the way to that last seller selling their last house and going into senior care. We have a golden guided age move program, to everything in between. But the juicy, fun, sticky stuff is what's in between. We created a VIP club, because we knew that we wanted to take care of their needs before, during, and forever. And I should say, it's a dirty word to say past client in my office. We don't have past clients. We haven't had one since 2014. We have clients for life, or forever clients is what we call them. But we created a VIP club that has moving trucks that they can use for free for life. And we have moving supplies, because guess what? They're moving. They need that. That's a solution to a problem. But I also, my husband is my beautiful red light to my green light go. And so the only way that man was going to let me do that is if I monetize them. So I sold ads on the back of them, monetized them. They cash flowed before they even got to us, so that I was helping my vendor partners market their brands while I was serving my clients for life. So clients buy or sell one time, they get access to our moving trucks. Nothing legendary there. But we added at the same time a party and tool shed. So think of all the seasons of their life where they have all these things happening. We have tables and chairs, cotton candy, snow cone, popcorn machines, bouncy houses, commercial grade food warmers, a margarita machine, a karaoke machine, all the things they need for their human existence, they can check out for free for life. Wow. Same with tools. So think of like all the tools it takes for all your home ownership needs that you don't want to rent, buy, or store. We put them into our inventory. So think carpet cleaners, ladders, specialty tools, wheelbarrows, fans when basements get wet. They can come check these things out for free for life. And I branded every piece. So they're having these big parties. My brand is on every piece of equipment. It's like just putting in the law of reciprocity on steroids for our clients, because they're getting these things to use, because they're not throwing parties by themselves, right? Right. They're coming in and getting my name brand everywhere for my agents too, that they're like, oh, where'd you get this? Well, of course, your real estate agent doesn't do this. It's just another way to just authentically take care of their needs while wrapping in our brand awareness and making sure that we stay sticky to them for that repeat and referral business. Right. And it worked out beautifully. Between 2015 and 17, we skyrocketed. We became the highest producing team in our market by over double at that time. And so we were able to really triple down on what we were doing as far as keeping clients and then referring us in business. So it was, our VIP program is that. And then we also have an online discount center they can use. They get $5,300 back a year on all the big items they're going to buy in their life, like from the big boxes like Nike, Walmart, Under Armour. They save money on those. And our clients that even move out of market can use that. So then, because the people who move out of market, they still have people back here, right? Yeah, who are going to have life changes, and we are wanting to be in front of as many people as possible who have life changes, right? The way to do that is to continue to stay top of mind in front of the people who know, like, and trust you, so that your name is the obvious name that's coming out of their mouth.
Right, absolutely. So, and you said earlier when you were looking to find the business plan or the business model, there really wasn't anything, obviously, in the real estate space, definitely nothing like this. So where did you come up with these ideas? What did you look towards to kind of build this out?
Well, the trucks, I think agents had done trucks forever. And I was like, well, that's a no brainer. I'm like, of course, it's a brand awareness piece for me. It gets 600, impressions a mile out there. I could help my vendor partners. I could help them build their business, and then my clients can use it for life. And so that was an easy one. That was out there. I had seen it at different marketing ideas. The party and tool shed, I was working with a coach, my very first coach, Aaron Lewis, at that time. And I was walking through and I was just telling him how frustrated I was on this. I'm like, I needed to do something. And we just started iterating. I'm like, I want to be of value through every season of their human experience. I want to be of value so that I'm doing something outside of just what my brand is of buying and selling houses, because that was the kicker, Michael, too. When I was in 14, when I was trying to figure out, like, okay, why wasn't I getting that repeat and referral business? I was doing some major extreme, ownership, and I had to look down and say, what was my point of difference? What was I doing different than anybody else? And all I could come up with was that I was the local expert at connecting buyers and sellers. Well, that's disgusting, because that is actually my job description.
Right.
That is not a point of difference. That is why I'm being hired. It's like an attorney saying I passed the bar.
Right.
Use me. Like, that is just not a point of difference. That's not a unique value proposition. And so I had to get really honest with myself and figure out, if I wanted to do this, if I wanted to build a career that I could one day sell and make a big difference in so many lives, I needed to up the ante and be transformational and not transactional.
Yeah.
And we had a pretty big lawsuit last year in our industry.
Right.
I think the world is shouting that they're done with agents being transactional. They want transformational. They want advisors for life. And if you can do that, you can build a beautiful business working with people who are warm referrals, which are far more fun to work with. A cold referral is just harder. It just is. And serving people is so much more fun. Like, when's the last time you helped somebody and you felt like crap?
Right.
You don't. Right. That's not how it works, right?
Right. Absolutely. Well, and tell me about, and it was something I heard on a previous interview you'd done, and it really stuck out to me, was, millennial buyers, they're looking for that advocate, that person out there that helps kind of guide them through that. They don't want the transactional. I mean, we can all go search something online, but we want that human connection now. You want somebody there to guide you through and help you through the process.
100%. And our millennials, our beautiful millennials, they're going to carry our industry for decades just because they're mere size. So agents and team leaders and brokers, you should be molding your business model around their wants, needs, and desires. And really the book, The Go-Giver, was a big game changer for me too. I started reading that in 2014. And the theme of that is that if you authentically are serving somebody above your wants, needs, and desires, the sales naturally follow. And that's really what I call it, my serve, sell model. And what we did when we were building out all of this is that I built software to make it easy for my clients to go back and check out all these items branded to me. So when they're done with the transaction, any buyer seller, when they're done with the transaction with a real estate agent, they're not coming back to your website. They're not. They're maybe watching you on social media, but they have no desire for your website. They're on Zillow, they're on Realtor.com, they're on looking at those things. They're not coming to those sites we've spent thousands of dollars on. But my clients, and I've built this out for agents across the nation to take my model and do it, and I white labeled it out. They go back to this branded site, branded to my brand and my agents, so they can easily get repeat and referral business off of it and check out these items. Stay in contact with us, get access to the online discount center, get access to our vendors, because that was the other thing too that we built out, that we're super connectors as real estate agents, right? We connect buyers and sellers, but then we also connect our clients with everything else they need through the whole journey, right? Before, during, and forever. They come to us wanting to know who to use for daycare, for even daycare, for dentists, for HVAC, for electricians. We are their trusted advisor for those referrals. And I started thinking, okay, NAR tells us over and over, our sphere is our biggest lead source. So my job should be growing that number, right? And then my job is to keep that client for life. So I was like, okay, who else is trying to grow their business? All the other 50 industries that are affected when one house sells, right? All the people I'm helping who are coming in to help me get these transactions done, who I'm referring business to. So I built out a vendor program, started out with 0, built it out to 100 vendors locally in our market who give our clients legendary care like we do, preferential treatment, sometimes preferential pricing. And they pay me $3,500 a year to be a part of the program. So before we sell a house, we're profitable. But the biggest part of that, though, is they're taking care of my clients. They're taking care of my agents, because now my agents have talk tracks to talk to their clients without having commission breath. They're saying, hey, it's time to get your gutters cleaned. This is the person you go to. Every Monday we have an AI that goes in and sends them over the vendors to put into their prospecting call list. Like, hey, these are the people you should talk to your clients about today, because it's this time of the year. They're offering this, giving them points of value to their clients. Again, instead of saying, who do you know who wants to buy or sell a house? That's awful.
Right.
I hate that line, and that's illegal in my office too. Like, you have to say, who do you know that has a life change? That's how you ask for business, because everybody who has a life change typically has a housing need, right behind.
Right.
But then we also took this program and we use it as a huge lead generation source, because I'm growing that database. I'm growing my sphere with them. Mm-hmm. And to be a part of my program, my vendors have to allow us access to their employees. And we sign them up we basically turn it into an employee benefit package with my VIP program. We sign them up into that, get them into our nurture sequence, get to be in front of them, belly to belly, to talk about how my company does things so very differently. Not only are we the experts at connecting buyers and sellers, but our clients can save up to $20,000 in the first year, and the support and savings continues for life. And going over all the different value propositions we have. Mm-hmm. Those appointments, we have 1 to 2 people every appointment raise their hand, saying that they are someone they know has a life change coming up. It is one of my biggest lead generation systems that are pillars that I have in my business.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, and that by, not necessarily like marketing to that, but, just going about having that as your philosophy, like you're there to help people go through those life changes. That is market proof, because there is something people are always going to be going, whether it is a job move, a divorce, God forbid, like whatever it is, there are going to be people in your market that have those needs, regardless of what the market conditions are like.
Totally. And I'll have my assistant actually grab me this off of the table quick. I'll show you what else we do to advertise, because we're marketing for them. And we as real estate agents, we're good marketers. That's what we do. We market to them and market their business, and we're really good at it. So we also, if you can see this is my stick it, scan it, solve it sticker. So during listing appointments and buyer's final walkthroughs, we have our clients put these next to their garage door. This takes them directly back to my vendors who are in my program. And we haven't put them on their furnaces and their, water heater underneath their cabinet door. Likely when those houses turn over, my sticker's still going to be there, advertising my brand and my vendors. Little things like that we're doing to make sure that we're getting them out to the masses and having that target market reach. Like, I know our database needs their services. Like when one house sells, 50 some industries are affected. That's pretty sexy. Yeah. That we're able to provide that much business with that one thing happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, being that advocate for your, because by building those referral partners and those partnerships, you're really advocating for the success and the growth of your community with those, those local businesses' growth as well.
Right. And here's a fun story. So again, authentically taking care of them, sales will follow, right? So one of the biggest landscaping companies in our market is in my program. And their business developer reached out to me and he said, oh my gosh, thank you. You helped me land a really big client. And I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me more. I love this. Yeah. I'm gay. I love that so much. That's what I want. I want you to get nothing but big clients and more business from my program. But he's like, so I was sitting down and I'm talking to this gentleman with their business developer, and going through how we would be the best choice for them for all of their commercial spaces. They have a lot of them. And he started getting at the end of the meeting a little bit kind of agitated and distracted. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I got to end this. I have to throw a big party for our company for one of our new places tomorrow. And I'm going to have to go buy tables and chairs and all this stuff. And I got to get this figured out. I've never done anything like this before. And my vendor in my program said, oh, wait a minute. I'm actually in Amy Stockberger Real Estate's home support team partnerships. So I have access to all these things. Let me call and get you tables and chairs. They got the margarita machine. They got the commercial grade food warmers, all of it, again, branded to me. He went and got it, brought it out to this guy. The CEO was like over the top. He sat and talked about it during the actual party the next day about he couldn't believe that this was something they would do for him. The CEO personally called my vendor and said the next day, who he hadn't had any conversation with, said, hey, because you did that, we're going to give you all of these different businesses that we're going to work with, because we can see what kind of partnership and relationship-based business you're in. Like, that is so big for us. So it's huge. So do you think that company who has like 150 employees, 130, 150 employees, do you think that they didn't talk about that to their employees?
Right.
Do you think that any of their employees, if they have a life change, would not call my business because
Right.
of the things that have happened that are building their business? So it's just that law of reciprocity that builds in that, again, is just that ripple effect of being able to be of service.
Yeah, definitely. And talk to me, you've talked about, having different systems and programs set up for, that homeowners to kind of through their lifetime of home
Right.
ownership, from, that first rental, the first home purchase, all the way to, the sale of that last home. So kind of walk through, kind of the idea behind building out that whole, journey for somebody with your systems.
Well, I was looking at, I think any entrepreneur needs to be looking at what problem can you solve?
Mhm.
Well, what can we solve? And we know that that very first time home buyer, the problem is sometimes they're stuck in a lease and they want to get into home ownership and start building equity. So we built out a program for that. It's frameworks. We just built out a framework for it that if they do this, if it's at this price, then we're willing to do this. And so it's something and it's a hook. It's an advertisement that we put in there. And we have a guaranteed sales program. The ICP, the ideal client profile for that is usually people who are in a financial situation or relocation situation. They need to get out of town. So we have a guaranteed sales program. Same with an instant offer program. So it's just providing, at these different life cycles, these opportunities. Same, we have a trade up program, because there's a lot of times people don't understand that when they bought their first house, now how do they sell their first house and buy their next house? This
Right.
provides a gap and a solution for them. And then the Golden Guided Age Move, I created that really because we had so many clients who are in that sandwich generation, who are taking care of kids and aging parents,
Right.
and they need help. And guess who gets to help them? All my vendors in my vendor program.
Yeah.
That's what it's set up for. It's so that I have the resources, because a lot of times they need a junk out, like the house needs to be completely taken out. They need an estate sale. They need help with all these different things, like whether it's even like getting things done to the house for contractors. We have all of that underneath one roof here. And so we built that all out, knowing that it feeds back this cycle of where it's starting again, serving my clients for life, helping my agents build big, juicy legacies, and helping my community grow their businesses. I think that was the other thing why I started this too, is our industry has really failed in showing agents how to sell a business, to build a business that they can sell.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And when I was doing this, I realized back in 2014, I'm like, I wanted to build something that could live beyond me. I wanted to build something that would make a difference, that I could actually turn around and have a good return on it and not just walk away. Because most agents are just mic dropping and getting out of the business, not realizing that there's an opportunity for this. And so, anytime you build a repeat and referral business, it's worth 50 to 100% more, because it's actually in assets. And I recently partnered with this company, a company called Pro Insight, and we are building out a new category in our industry called relational tech. And it's a lot of times tech and relationships, kind of don't work together. It's a kind of an oxymoron. But this is set up for the relationship-based agent to, with an AI-powered platform that goes into their database. We call it their assets under management, and finds all these additional opportunities that live in there. So agents can stop being reactive and be more proactive. And we serve these opportunities to them because of what the analytics look like, the data points within their database, their age, their investments that they have, if they have an assumable loan, and who has the highest interest rates, if they're looking for just home maintenance. But it shows them how to do this, and we do it for them with our AI-powered platform. And then we show them how to acquire other books of business, because there's a lot of, 25% of real estate agents are 65 plus. Like the silver tsunami is big. Like the majority of small business owners are all above the age of 60 right now. And so there's going to be, I think it's like something like some $100 trillion changing hands in the next, 10 years because of the baby boomers. And so we put together a system to help show agents how to acquire books of business for nothing down right now, so that they're increasing their sphere, and using our deep dive done for you, AI platform to really optimize that, so that we can optimize their business, help them acquire businesses, and then get them to the point that when they're ready to exit, they can exit for a good dollar.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And how important is it, for that, when it comes to that, the sale of their business and building it up to where it is, really profitable for them. having those vendor partners, because I mean that's really like
Oh,
if you have that, like that's the big part of it there, I have to imagine.
right. It's people built in. It's like I can walk away and my business still functions at a very high level because we have laid the framework that it's just known that referrals come to us because of what we do for our clients, and that's the expectations of our clients. Like our model lives in every piece of our marketing platform. It is the hook that my agents use standing in a driveway meeting a brand new client. Like, hey, has anybody told you how the buying process works? Awesome. Let me walk you through that. Also, have you heard about our lifetime home support model where all our clients can save $20,000 in the first year? Support and savings continues for life. We have a system and strategy for every step. We are here, your advisor through everything until you're ready to sell your last home.
Yeah. When it comes to, and I have, just even your own personal experience, but from the agents, on your team, I have to imagine all of these systems in place and the way that your business comes in through these referrals, it's allowing you to really care for your clients on a really deep
Right.
level rather than having to spend so much time and energy out at the lead generation and doing, and banging your head
Right.
against the wall with that.
Right. So our LTV, like my CAC, my cost to acquire a client, is about $125. And then my LTV for one client, so we estimated over like a 30-year career. In my market, I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our average price point is right around, in our markets, 350. For my clients, higher, about in the 500 to plus, but it's about $865,000 is the
Yep.
lifetime value of one client for us. And my program turns one client into five more every 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's just like it just keeps going and going. It used to be when people were transacting more, it was like one in every 5 or one turns into five every year. But so the transactions have gone on a little bit with people not moving as much. But it's a it's a beautiful way for my agents to build a business they love and not do it. I did all the wrong things when I started. I have a
Yep.
PhD in failing forward. I just kept doing all the wrong things until I figured out how not to do things. And then once I do that, then I systemize it and then, get it done. We try to do it at a really high level. But it's fun to watch them build these businesses that they're able to have so much enjoyment with as well, because our industry is hard. It just is. People, it's their biggest asset that they likely ever purchase, and there's emotion, there's life changes that are sometimes really really exciting and sometimes really really sad. That causes the transfer of a house, and so it's a beautiful way to grow a business. And knowing, I feel it's so important right now, for agents, team leaders, and brokers to be building a transformational business. I just feel that transactional will not exist here pretty soon. That the humans, we crave it, and like we're huge AI heavy. If you're not using AI in my office, you're being irresponsibly unproductive. That's just the deal. We have our first digital employee that we're in beta right now. We've systemized almost just as many agents as we possibly can, AI agents. We took about 60% of our workflow off in my TC and LC departments with it. But one thing that that AI and tech can't do is build relationships, can't nurture relationships. And no matter how big tech gets, no matter how big AI gets, there is always going to be that human desire, that human craving for a relationship, to have somebody who's an advisor for life. So the agents and teams who are pivoting towards that, I feel, are going to be the ones who are going to own our industry. And I call it servapreneur. Like I want a tribe of servapreneurs in our industry who elevate that client experience before, during, and forever. And if we do that, agents can build scalable and sellable businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think, going back to that whole, the idea of really trying to find ways to serve those millennial, clients and even
Oh,
the younger generations, I think, because they've grown up, and I mean, I put myself in that category too. I've grown up, like, I can Google whatever I want. I can find
right.
answers for things, but I don't have when you Google something like that, or you don't have other people's personal experiences to help you guide through. You don't have those anecdotal, stories about, oh, this might come up in this situation. Let me help you walk through that. And I think that's where, you can use, and I think everybody should be using AI because it can buy them that
Oh,
time to then really create those deep relationships with their clients.
Totally. We do AI workshops. Like I have one today for small businesses, just free ones, and bring them in just to show them like how to shave 10 hours off a week using the systems we have. And we use it for, I do it as a give back to my community, and I use it as a funnel to get into my vendor program and for leads. And because I have an opportunity with a room full of business owners and tell them how we do things very differently and using the AI that we're using. And again, people who are not using AI are just going to get left behind. They need not to be worried about their competitors. They need to be worried about their competitors who are using AI.
Yeah.
That's who they should be worried about. Like that's what they should be focused on. Like they need to stay one step ahead of that right now.
Yeah. Tell me about, and you mentioned it just now, having those, the funnels, doing these workshops with the other businesses and bringing people in. Talk about, having those other funnels of business to bring in additional revenue outside of, the home transactions, how important that is for agents or, brokers out there to really be, focused on that as well.
On additional revenue sources?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, huge, huge. And again, if you have more than 3 revenue sources in your business, it's worth like 30% more is the goal. But you need to have these revenue sources to outweigh some of the different parts of the market.
Yeah.
And again, we as agents, we're so good at marketing. That is what we do day in, day out, day in, day out. So why would you not have a vendor program? Why would you not have something that you're offering this service? I feel like our value we bring, like my vendors, I don't know how many of them have said to me, like, Amy, this has 100% changed my business on what you're offering us, because we have a target market reach that we're getting in front of. And basically I created again, this lead gen that is so big that it's this mini chamber of commerce with an exclusivity like a Leads Club or a BNI. I'm the only broker. I might have 3 HVAC, 3 inspectors, 5 lenders. I will always be the only broker in it. So again, when I'm authentically helping them get their goals met, there's no way that they're not going to be using us when they have life changes or know of somebody. And these companies who come up and say, gosh, this has changed my business so much, it has to have changed their family's business. So that means their spouse is also out there saying our name. So instead of having that $25,000 to $35,000 billboard ad campaign where I was running 2 statics and 1 digital for 9 months out of the year, now I have thousands of people who are walking around our billboards, walking around saying our name. And we know that a warm referral from a human is like 90+ % more reliable, that it will actually be used. That's just the way our brains work. And so growing your sphere, serving at the highest level should be your biggest job, and then adding in your additional revenue streams to make sure that you're monetizing and building a business that you can scale. And I really feel this relational tech that we're rolling out right now is going to change the way real estate agents, relationship-based real estate agents, build a healthy, scalable, then sellable business.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell me, for agents that are out there, that are listening to this, where can they learn more? I have to imagine that you're out there sharing this, with the industry. Where can they find more about this?
Yeah. Well, for your audience, actually, if they want to get an actual blueprint of how we onboard vendors into our vendor program, if they go out and follow me on Instagram at Amy Stockberger and DM me vendor, I'll send them over my exact playbook that we use to sit down with those vendors. So it's just at Amy Stockberger. DM me vendor, and I'll send that out. But you can reach me at proinsight.com is more information about our relational tech. Lifetimehomesupport.com is information about all of my proven strategies. I have digital courses. I have licensing, certification, territorial licensing that they can lock down their area with my models. And we're just super excited to help agents just elevate our industry by serving first.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really awesome and I think you're right. I think that in a not too distant future, it is really going to be all about that, serving people in that transformational business rather than the transactional.
Totally. I 100% agree with you. And it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I've done the cold leads. I've done that. This is a hell of a lot more fun working with people who come to you already drinking the Kool-Aid, knowing that you're in it for an authentic reason to help them meet their goals. The relationship is different, and it's just a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today.
Yes, Michael, I've had a blast. Thanks for having me.
I really want to thank Amy again for joining us today and sharing her incredible insights into building a transformational real estate business. Our lifetime home support model is proof that when you focus on relationships, service, and community, clients stay loyal for life and referrals flow naturally. If you'd like to learn more about Amy's programs, be sure to check out the episode description. So once again, if you think you or someone else on your team has an incredible story or tips to share with our community, send us a message to feedback@smartagents.com. Well, that wraps things up for this episode, but remember, follow the show wherever you listen to podcasts and make sure to subscribe to the Smart Agents YouTube channel. Again, I'm Michael Walter, and we'll see you on the next episode.